Boise, Idaho may not be #1 on anybody's list for place to go for their next vacation, but it's actually a super cool city with lots of history, culture, and really great people. Here's our things we think you should know before visiting Boise, Idaho. Idaho has been a state for almost 150 years, but it really wasn't until the last 20 years or so that Boise has really built itself up into the city it is now. They have a cute downtown area, which I just absolutely loved, and plenty of stuff to do down there. They also have a bunch of cultural things. Don't forget their blue football field. You can go take a tour. They have a lot of festivals that happen throughout the year as well. One of the cool things about downtown Boise is if you're staying down here, you really don't need a car. Of course, there's amazing things to do all around Boise. But if you're looking for good hotels, restaurants, breweries, shopping, and history, it's all really down here. Eighth Street has always been a great location for restaurants down here in downtown Boise. However, they've since closed it off to cars, so now it's pedestrian friendly. So people take their bikes down here, they walk down here, and you can sit out on the patio during winter or summer. It's a great place to come eat and kind of see the downtown Boise scene. My favorite restaurant is Bitter Creek. They actually have a worm farm underneath their restaurant. They do their own composting, and the food is absolutely amazing. Freak Alley has become one of the best tourist attractions in the last couple years. They have local art all over this alley, and every couple years they switch it out, they paint over the last one, and they redo it. It's a great place to come down, take pictures, and see some of the local art down here. Freak Alley is right off 8th Street, and if you're looking for an Instagrammable place in Boise, this is definitely it. One thing I wanted to show you is this sign here. If you are looking to say Boise, locals say it Boise, other people say it Boise. So if you want to look like a tourist, definitely say it with a Z, but otherwise it's pronounced with an S. Boise, Idaho is so much more than potatoes and a blue football field, but it doesn't mean they're not very proud of both of those things. J.R. Simplot was just 14 years old in 1923 when he started his company Simplot, which is what really made potatoes famous in Idaho. You can see Jump downtown Boise. It's the Jack's Urban Meeting Place, which is J.R. Simplot. They have a whole block in downtown Boise. The Simplot headquarters is down here as well. And they have a tractor factory here, which he was really, really proud of. So come down here, learn more about potatoes in Idaho and how it really grew the economy here and made potatoes famous in Idaho. J.R. Simplot sold his potatoes to McDonald's in 1967, one of the reasons that his company grew so fast, and it really put Idaho on the map when it came to potatoes. It was the first time McDonald's had used frozen French fries in their cooking. All around town you can see how proud Idahoans are of their potatoes, from this artwork in downtown Boise to the potatoes at local restaurants. If you're in Boise during the fall or winter months, definitely check out a Boise State football game. If you're there any other time, you can probably get a tour of the field as well, because it really is a sight to be seen. Also, don't forget to tailgate before the game, because that's definitely a special thing in town. We are headed into the Idaho Penitentiary, supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the entire state. Anytime you see a ghost show that comes to Boise, this is where it's going to be. It was open for more than 100 years and apparently it's pretty amazing inside. Let's go. The Idaho Penitentiary opened in 1872 and was open until 1973. It actually opened 7 years after Idaho became a territory and 20 years before it actually became a state. In that time, it held 13,000 inmates, including 215 women. So already this is a little bit creepy in here. Oh my God, I just saw this thing. You see that? It freaked me out. But it's super cool. You can definitely, this is where they always go during the ghost shows. There's a crazy juxtaposition here. Not only do you see the guard tower here, but then there's a nice rose garden here, which kind of makes it seem like a nice place, but then you forget, not only did people live here, and they also died here. Okay, so this is kind of creepy, but I just found out that the area known as the Rose Garden, where I recorded that, was actually the place they used to execute prisoners by hanging. Of the 10 executions at the state penitentiary when it was open, 6 of them occurred there. There is so many things to do outside in Boise. There's parks, there's fishing, there's camping, there's skiing, there's tons of stuff. Today we are out here at Camel's Back Park, where you can actually climb up this hill and see the entire city. There's hiking trails up there. We're going to show you them. Bogus Basin is a ski resort in Boise. It's actually only 16 miles up a giant mountain from downtown Boise. And it's a great place to go if you're a beginner skier, if you're an expert. It's because it's right there in town, and it tends to be one of the least expensive ones in the state as well. Boise has miles of trails within city limits. You can go hike up to the top of the city. You can come here to the Boise Greenbelt. Today we're doing the Turkey Trot, and you can run on the Greenbelt. You can also take a bike, or you can do some other things. Lots of races come through downtown as well. The Greenbelt follows the Boise River, and there are miles and miles of paths. If you are someone who wants to get out in nature, wants to exercise, but you don't really want to go hiking up in the woods, this is so perfect. You can just go running every day. You can ride your bike to work. You can do all of that kind of stuff. The Boise River is actually an amazing thing itself. It runs right through Boise, and it's actually somewhat shallow, and so you can actually float the river only a couple months a year actually, but you can do some other things like fish and get out on the river and just see kind of the beauty of nature right in the middle of Boise. Okay, one of the most important things to know about Boise, and this, pay attention, this could save your life. These things right here, Canada geese, they will literally murder you and your entire family if you get within like 6 feet of them. So just make sure you stay away. They are all over Boise, not just the parks, but also downtown, and they are very mean and they are really everywhere. And just a side note, they are Canada geese, not Canadian geese. It's true, look it up. Beer in Boise has become huge in the last 10 or 20 years with dozens of breweries popping up. A lot of them used to just be home breweries and now they're actual businesses. It's so cool to just walk around downtown. There's 5 or 6 downtown that you can just hop from one to the other. Don't need a car, you can just walk from one to the other and really see the brewing scene, the beer scene in Boise, which has grown so much. We headed down to Payette Brewing to talk more about the history of beer in Boise, as well as how it's grown over the last 10, 20, and 30 years.
So Payette Brewing's been around since 2011, and my husband actually was the founder of the brewery, and we're about to celebrate 10 years, which is crazy. So since then we've grown, and now we're in this facility that we've been in here for about 3 years, and it's been a fun journey.
So Boise's not really considered a beer town, or traditionally it hasn't been. How has it changed since you guys opened?
It's changed a lot. It definitely is now like on the map, I guess, in the craft beer industry, with being a good place for Idaho beer, which is really cool because when Payette opened across the state, there was only like 20-something breweries, and now there's like over 70.
So can you tell me a little bit about what we're drinking?
Yeah, so I'm drinking Recoil IPA, which is my go-to. IPAs are like my thirst quencher. I love my hops. So that's my fave. You're drinking North Fork Lager, which is our lightest, easy drinking crisp lager. That one is definitely one of the like OG beers for Payette.
Yeah.
It's been around since the beginning, and if people have heard of Payette, they usually have heard of North Fork. So
okay.
Yeah.
So kind of something for everybody.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He was in Seattle and wanted to open up Payette, or open a brewery. He was thinking about what he missed most about Idaho, and it was the Payette River. And so chose that name with it kind of being, when you think of Payette, it relates to so many outdoor things and what makes Idaho great with Payette Forest and all that. And so that's kind of where the name came from, because that spirit, I guess, is really ingrained in the brewery. Is like we're all super outdoorsy and adventurous. And we have our beer in cans, so you can take it out on the river or skiing and that kind of thing.
We are headed down to the Basque Block now, and we're going to show you why Basque people are so important in Boise. There is a large Basque population. There's a couple restaurants down here, also a history museum, and they do paella on Wednesdays and Fridays, which is just absolutely amazing at the Basque market. So we're going to show you the block and why you should come down here. Two of the Basque restaurants on the block are Lekuona and Bar Guernica. The Basque Market also does cooking classes as well. My favorite is the croquetas, and I think all 3 restaurants offer those, so if you go in, definitely check those out. One of the great things about the Basque culture in Boise is there are a number of festivals that happen throughout the year. The huge one that happens every 5 years is called Hayaldi. It is one of the largest Basque festivals in the world, and it happens right in Boise, actually all over the city. It is a big event. It got canceled in 2020, but it's coming back for 2021, and then I would imagine the next one will be 2025. You can see all about the Basque culture there, including dancing, food, and a bunch of other things. One thing I would suggest is go out during the day, it's super fun, but also come back at night because it offers a little bit of a different flavor of the food, of the culture, of the dancing, all that kind of stuff. We are at the Idaho State Capitol right now, an amazing, amazing historic building. It has complete marble on the inside and it's just beautiful. Definitely make sure to stop by here on your trip. Boise was not always the capital of Idaho. Actually, it used to be Lewiston, and there's some interesting history where somebody broke in, took the Constitution, and brought it down to Boise, thereby making Boise the capital. Construction of the Capitol building itself began in 1905, which is just 15 years after Idaho became a state. The sandstone on the outside is from the nearby quarry at Table Rock. Inside the Capitol building, there's more than 50,000 square feet of marble. There's also 219 pillars in the building, although those are mostly made of plaster. Thank you so much for joining us on our trip to Boise. What an amazing city. Definitely consider it for your next vacation. If you have any questions, let us know below, and don't forget to subscribe as well.